Never forget those piercing brown eyes that studied me like an exam as she examined my fruit tree with her elevator eye motions in slow motion. Her mind behind her eyes were playing Scrabble, preparing a mouthful of words as she determined which words would win her the most points. Her role model always made good points formed from the best words, and her dictionary wasn't expanded yet, so 7 letters wasn't enough to spell out the words that she would say next. Mommy, you are my role model, and someday I hope to be like you. Immediately, I thought, how could she? This 8-year-old with the world left to see, not see my flaws and recognize the flaw in her thinking and making the determination that the best use of her words were to lay down, Mommy, I hope to be like you. I thought for such thinking she should lose her turn to put down words, put her letters back in the bag, shake them up, and come back with a different set of words that were true. Is this a game? Truth or dare? So I dared her to tell the truth about the real me she sees. See, I've got sin for every letter of the alphabet. Adultery, bitterness, drunkenness, and fornication. Who cares about C and E when I think you can see the examples of what I mean when I say she has at least 26 reasons not to want to be like me, and the root of my tree goes tunnels deep into places she can't see. She seemed wonder, and I wonder what she would think. If she knew that I was a hypocrite telling her to stay away from drugs, but I was trying weed at 13 and then minus 5 years when my Pandora's box was opened without my permission, that left me sex-focused, traveling down sin's brick road that has been one journey of a trip just trying to get back home, but along the ride I was lonely, so I started hitchhiking, picking up any souls that I could find. Scarecrows who were empty of knowledge. 10 men that didn't have hearts, and lions who had no courage, and I just wish I had the courage to tell my daughter, I'm not who she thinks I am. I am afraid of being alone. I am a recovering addict of struggling with lust. I think that in order for God to love me in his fullness, my works are a must. I am a bastard. I get weak. I often have little faith. And I don't even think I'm worthy of any amount of grace. I am trash. Full of wasted mistakes of my past. I am imperfect. And if my daughter knew the real me, it would ruin her idea of me being her statue of liberty. I am broken into pieces, and if man were to write a thesis about my life, it would be rejected because my intro would be all about how my body is useless. But that would leave left to the heavens to conclude this. I am a role model for the work of Christ. You see, Christ saw in Peter and Paul what my daughter sees in me. That persecuting and rejecting the truth doesn't mean redemption isn't possible after all, because even after the fall of one man was the rise of another who commands that my brokenness needs to be seen on display like that expensive piece of sin that only Christ himself could afford to pay for. So it is impossible to hide the real me. And there ain't no Maybelline thick enough to cover the blemishes that stem from the root of my sinfulness. And no, I'm no cover girl. You won't find me on the front of Essence. And my story may never be in Time magazine. And no matter how much I wish I had a time machine like Steve Urkel so I could travel straight into my cuteness and be like Stephon, because he was fine. The truth is, my past doesn't have to be fine in order for me to be changed and grafted into the vine. Your past doesn't have to be fine in order for you to be changed and grafted into the vine. Your past doesn't have to be fine in order for you to be changed and grafted into the vine, connected to the tree of life. Because that's what I got when I accepted Christ. A new identity with witness protection in exchange for my testimony if I refuse to plead the fifth about my life's involvement in sin. If I refuse to plead the fifth about my life's involvement with sin and pain, and to silence any attempts that would try to take away that gain, that sweet smelling aroma of my Father's glory that is present in the cleansing and retelling of my story, because He makes beautiful things. He makes beautiful things out of dust. Because He makes beautiful things out of the dust, out of us. So truly, truly, I say to you, my life isn't trash, full of wasted mistakes of my past, because this here, folks, is a proven case where the grass is greener on the other side. Because it's best for my daughter to see my dirt. See, my dirt is the best compost for the seeds that I'm planting in her life. So it should be no wonder why I will never forget those piercing brown eyes that studied me like an exam as she examined my fruit tree with her elevator eye motions and slow motion, and her mind behind her eyes were playing Scrabble. Preparing a mouthful of words as she determined which words would win her the most points. Her role model always made good points, and it was formed from the best word. And her dictionary isn't expanded yet, so 7 letters isn't enough to spell out the words that she said next. Mommy, you are my role model, and someday I hope to walk in your footsteps and follow Jesus Christ like you, role model.